Hello and welcome to today's session on Secure Electronic Transaction or SET protocol. I'm Mansi Shah and I'll be taking you through this particular concept today. When we talk about secure electronic transaction, it speaks about a security system that secures our transaction in the electronic medium or on the internet as we call it. For e-commerce transactions, it is very essential that the transactions that we are making are secured. And that is the reason SET comes to our help. It is not a payment system, but it is a security protocol that helps to secure your payment system. Let us understand this difference for a moment. When I'm making a payment, I would make a payment on a payment gateway using a payment system. Now, the payment system I could use could be debit card, it could be credit card, or it could be e-wallets, or it could even be internet banking. Now, this is what I call as a payment system. When we talk about secure electronic transaction, what it does is it protects card transactions only. Because when you're having a card transaction, you're providing sensitive information over the payments page. And that sensitive information that you provide over the payments page need to be protected. And that is the reason you have SET that protects that payment information. SET was developed by MasterCard and Visa and was supported by Microsoft, IBM, VeriSign, Netscape and others. Now, how does SET deal with security of your transaction? So it uses multiple aspects of technology in order to secure your transaction online. First, it uses secure transaction technology or STT as it is popularly known as. STT deals with security of financial information. Any kind of financial information over the internet is secured by STT. So your financial transaction related information is secured by STT. It also uses secure socket layer technology. What is secure socket layer technology? It uses your browser data and the website data interaction and secures that entire interaction. That means when a website is having SSL, any information that you're sharing on that website will not be revealed to any third party. Next is SHTTP. SHTTP is also known as Secure Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which deals with message level security. Message level security means that even if your browser is not secured, if you have SHTTP, your message that you are sending or the information that you are sending, that information can be secured. So the entire browser may be exposed, but whatever areas are having SHTTP, those areas will be, or those pages will be, the messages on those pages will be secured. It also uses certain aspects of public key infrastructure or 2-key infrastructure for the purposes of encryption and decryption. Now let us look at how secure electronic transaction protocol actually secures your transaction online. For we'll move on to a transaction that can take place online. So when a customer places an order online and makes a payment, what happens is the customer actually gives out two kinds of informations. The first kind of information is the money information or the payment information. In this case, it could be your credit card number. It could be your CVV that you're entering, details of your credit card, as well as the OTP number. This part comprises of the payment information that you will be sending out in order to execute a purchase. The next kind of information that you will be sending out is your order information. Order information simply means what are the products that are added to this particular purchase. And the total of that order is going to be your payment. Now, this order information only deals with items that you have ordered. And the payment information only deals with the total sum of money that you're supposed to pay. If we look at this way, then the payment information actually is not required by the merchant and the order information is not required by the bank. Let us understand how. Suppose if I am buying a product worth 500 rupees, the merchant only requires that 500 rupees. The merchant need not know what is the mode that I'm using to pay that 500 rupees. What is my credit card number that I'm using to pay that 500 rupees? What is the CVV of my credit card? So all this information is not required by the merchant. The only information that is required by the merchant is whether he is going to get that 500 rupees or not. Similarly, when I am making this transaction through the bank only requires my financial information. It will not require my order information. Meaning, whenever I'm making a particular purchase and I use my credit card, the bank does not need to know what I'm buying with that 500 rupees. The bank only needs to know that it needs to make a payment of 500 rupees. And that is the reason we see the separation of these two information here. So as we've already discussed, the payment information gets encrypted and it is sent to the merchant's bank. Now, this is where, when we look at encryption, this is where we're using public key infrastructure, right? PKI is used to encrypt this particular information. So, your payment information from the server is going to go directly to the bank. The payment information is not sent to the merchant. Similarly, your order information is going to be sent to the merchant separately. So none of this information goes to either of these two people. Now what we need to understand here is whenever we are making any transaction online, we're going to have two banks involved in this particular case. The first bank is going to be the merchant's bank, where the money is going to be collected and sent to the merchant for the transaction made. The other bank is going to be the customer's bank. Now, this customer's bank is also called as the issuer. Why do we call it as the issuer? Because the customer's bank is the bank that has issued the credit card to the customer. That is the reason the customer's bank is also called as the issuer. Now, what happens in this particular case is that the merchant's bank will ask the customer's bank or the issuer whether the customer has enough money to pay for this particular transaction. Once the customer's bank gets this request, the customer's bank is going to check with the customer's account whether the card has that much of limit balance. If the balance limit is equal to or higher than the amount that is required to complete the transaction, the customer's bank will send an acceptance to the merchant's bank saying that the payment will be authorized by us and we will be making the payment. Once the merchant bank gets this authorization, the bank sends the information to the merchant that yes, the payment is confirmed. We will be receiving the payment from the issuer and we will in turn be making the payment to you. So you can now complete the order. And that is when the merchant completes the order and delivers the goods to the customer. And this entire process that we are looking at, be it information dealt with on the web server, be it message level information, or be it the financial information that is passed on, all of this is secured through what we call as SCT or Secure Electronic Transaction. I hope that this concept of secure electronic transaction, if you have any doubts, my email ID is flashed on the screen. You can send a mail on this email ID if you're having any queries, and I'll be glad to revert back to you. Thank you so much. Hope to see you at another session.